How are we doing, guys? Moose here, episode 84 of our West Ham United career mode, and we're going to start things off this time with Hammer's headlines. I told you they'd be coming back, and the first thing we want to talk about in Hammer's headlines here is the Cresswell headache taking its toll? Obviously, we've had the Cresswell saga. He didn't sign a new contract when he asked for one, and I offered it to him. He didn't sign it, and he's been on and off about if he wants to leave, if he wants to stay. If he says he'll stay, if he says he wants to leave, then we might just have to give him. But should he be given his marching papers? Do you want him to leave? Or should we give him another chance if he says he wants to stay and commit himself to the club? You guys let me know in the comments and decide. The second thing I want to talk about would be the interactive Champions League matchup for the final group game against Bayern Munich. It'll be at home, Upton Park. We're going to play it live on Twitch. We will have Game 5 of the Champions League group stage against Ajax coming up right now. But we do have the Bayern Munich live on Twitch. It'll be on my Twitch. You can see the link right there. I'll have it in the description. It'll be 2 o'clock Eastern Time in the United States, 7 o'clock in England, and anywhere else. You can kind of figure it out off that where you're watching from. I hope you will, guys, want to watch it live. Let me know what you think if the times work for you, and we will see you there on Friday. But we're going to get into this episode, and first, the Champions League anthem. And look at Upton Park. It looks beautiful, and you can see how important this game is going to be. You take a look at the league table, or the group table, I should say. We're 3 points behind Bayern, a point ahead of St. Etienne. Ajax are already out of the running. But if we do beat Ajax here and Bayern do the business for us and beat St. Etienne, it will be massive, and it will mean that the game against Bayern will just be for first place. Winner would take first. We've come out with a pretty solid team. I've put Rafa, I've put Pastore on the left wing, just to try and give him a little bit more advantage on the ball, closer to goal. I know he has that creative ability, and hopefully that will do well for us offensively. And really, we're coming up against a solid Ajax team. For as many good players, Schöne, Zivkovic, Klaassen, they have so many good players. I can't believe that they haven't even picked up a single point yet in the group. But they come out very strong here in the 7 minutes with Zivkovic having a shot that goes just a couple feet wide of Bernd Leno's goal, though it did look like he had things well and truly covered up. But really, was a matter of Ajax kind of just sitting back. We were hoping to hit them on the counter and get one real chance that would give us a victory. Because we know if we do win and St. Etienne don't, we are going to be through to the group stage, or the knockout stage, through out of the group stage regardless. So definitely what we would want to do here, especially at home in front of our fans. We really want to take advantage of that. And Cresswell here with a lovely chance. Look how far forward he's gone. But he does have to take the shot on his weaker foot, and it means he's not going to be able to score. Pastore then plays a unbelievably weighted ball out wide to Rafa. The Portuguese man just is unable to do two things at once. He's not able to hold off his defender and put his shot on goal. But we continue attacking forward here with Jenkinson. Carl Jenkinson getting forward on the right-hand side. Schöne comes out to challenge. He floats it in, looking for Rafa! And the Portuguese man, for all that he couldn't do to score in the last chance, he puts this one in the back of the net. We have Andy Carroll on the pitch, and what is he? A decoy? We put the ball in. Look at Carroll's calling for the ball in. It never fully makes it to Carroll. Carroll ends up boxing out about 2 Ajax defenders, and somehow Rafa and Carroll both go. Looks like they should have concussions the way they headed into each other there, but Rafa's the man who eventually does get his head on the ball. That means it's in the back of the net, and just like that, we have that 1-0 lead that we so greatly were craving, and that should give us an advantage. As long as we can keep Ajax from making any inroads towards our goal, we could hold on and force our way through, because I expect Bayern to beat St. Etienne. That's just the faith I have in the quality Bayern Munich has. They haven't lost a game yet. They've only drawn to us. They've won the rest of their games, so hopefully that bodes well for us. But we continue to come forward. We're just keeping the ball away from Ajax at this moment. Wickham lays it off to Clement Grenier, the Frenchman. On the ball, plays a beautiful ball to Wickham. Lovely passing here. It's a wonderfully weighted move. Pastore fake shots inside of Schöne. Has been made an absolute mug, and he should have won a penalty there. He's taken down the box after a bit of skill, and the ball just comes away from it. It should have been a penalty, no question about it, but he keeps up the work, wins the ball back to Grenier, plays it in, And Boer does grab it just before a sliding Wickham can tap it into the back of net. But Pastore doing incredibly in this game here. He's shown how much worth he does have to the team. Look at the determination here as he continues to fight past the defense. Fake shots around defender. He should have scored. Pastore on his stronger right foot should have scored. I couldn't believe he didn't put it in the back of the net. But another lovely chance. Ajax with a free kick in the 66th minute. They floated into a dangerous area. Jenkinson's unable to get it fully out of danger. Zivkovic tries to scoot around Fabian Delph, eventually finds Victor Fischer, and after a wonderful save by Leno, Anderson's header goes just past the bar, or Veltman I should say, and doesn't go into the net. It will not go, and we do not let this slip. We have to say, Delph with the ball through to Rafa. This could be the goal to wrap up the game if he can put it in the net. Oh, what a play by the goalkeeper. Boer does knock the ball away from the former Braga man just moments before he was going to easily tap it in the back of the net. Another chance here as Rafa has been such a danger man in this game. He creates it with a wonderful weighted through ball to Connor Wickham. Wickham's got to score. He's hit the post. Connor Wickham can't put the ball in the back of the net. A free kick for Cresswell in the 90th minute. He puts it over the bar, but Ajax have yet to really test Leno. And hopefully that means we're going to keep the ball out of the back of the net and force our way into the knockout stages. Wickham plays Rafa through yet again. He's been an absolute terror on the right-hand side, and he misses. Rafa misses yet again. That should have been the goal there. Unfortunately, he's not able to do it. And Kulu does really well to head the ball away as far as Vanderhorn, but Wickham wins it back, plays it forward. Oxlade-Chamberlain, he's just got one man to beat, does the Ox. He gets around for Jeever with his absolute unbelievable blistering pace. Bears in on Boer. And it's all over now, folks. 2-0 to the East London boys. West Ham United going to be on 10 points in the group. And as long as Bayern have been doing the business for us, we will be through to the knockout stages and set up a first place in the group showdown with Bayern Munich. Because if we would beat Bayern, we could be top in the group and avoid teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, whoever might be leading their groups as we come out of the group stages. But that could be the goal that seals it. Oxlade-Chamberlain, great determination. He comes on as a substitute and offers that blistering speed up at the front of the attack. Wickham plays him through, and he had a lot of work to do from there, but he completes it, gives us the goal, and Leno celebrates, and Kulu knows big victory for the Hammers. And we'll have to take a look at the scoreboard around the world just following this game to see what actually will be the case for us. But for me, man of the match, Rafa, the goal scorer in the early going, and he really played a stupendous game. You saw how many chances he had. He could have had a hat trick. He could have had 4 goals, to be honest, but he was man of the match for me. Delph, in my opinion, really controlled the midfield, gets 2 points in my man of the match voting. 1 point goes to James Tompkins, our captain for the game, who is a rock at the back. He's pretty much our vice captain. Noble's the captain anytime he starts, but Tompkins is the main man who starts all the time. And take a look at that. Bayern 3, Saint Etienne 1, and that means West Ham United, the boys from East London, the Upton Park fellows, the champions of the World Cup of '96. I'm going to keep going and keep going and going. We're going to the knockout stages. We're dancing in Europe. We're continuing to run on. It's a fantastic result for us. We do see Carroll's picked up a minor knock, and Noble and Barber did serve their European suspension, so that's fantastic for us. We get a scouting report back from our youth scout, who is out and about in England scouting as many players as he can. He brings back Scott McFadden there. Looks like an attacker with stupendous potential, so we'll sign him up. He'll be the one player we do bring back into our youth academy. We've heard back from Rafa now and says he wants to keep it up. He was my man in the match for the last game, and that means he wants to make an impact in our next match, which will be against Everton. So I did leave him in the starting line. I'll be playing at right wing. Wickham leading the line with Oxlade-Chamberlain on the left-hand side. Grenier in support. Pastore and Delph. This is pretty close to the starting lineup I had envisioned at the beginning of the season. The only difference is we do have Wickham up top as opposed to Dybala or Carroll, which is the other variation of this lineup that we do have. Dybala looking to make an impact off the bench. That's the real thing with him is he's only a 75 rated player, which if I put him in my starting lineup would make him the lowest rated of all of my players in that lineup. But he plays like one of the best players, if not the best player on the team. He's just so unbelievable. And I think he has high-low work rates, but he has the best work rate coming back defensively. He's always back to help out for the team. And then he goes on these amazing runs. His dribbling is fantastic. His finishing is wonderful. If you get him on his left foot, he is lethal. And, of course, he does have 4 or 5-star dribbling skill moves, which lets me roulette. I use some body feints. I'll use the elastico, sometimes heel-to-heel flicks to just skip around defenders with absolute ease and take advantage of that. So really going to be fantastic if we can bring him off the bench. But we do need a victory against Everton because we're staying in that top 4, but we're just floating around 4th, 5th, 3rd all the time because of the results that the other teams have been having. Of course, we struggled. We lost to Arsenal. We drew against Manchester United in our last 2 league games after that huge win against league leaders Chelsea. So we're just flip-flopping around. Another big game because Arsenal, you saw from the standings, were just sitting in 7th, so they're right behind us. And if they pick up a victory, they could be within a shout for next season's Champions League, which they would love to get into those European places and the Champions League, the biggest competition in Europe, which they were in actually in Season 2 because they finished in 2nd in Season 1, if you will remember, when we finished in 5th place and Tottenham, incredibly enough, won the league. But great chance here for Connor Wickham. And Wickham, finally, I've heard from a lot of you in the comments, Operation Sports, as well as on YouTube here, obviously, saying that I need a top-notch striker, someone better than Wickham, better than Carroll, to be a supporting member of the team and the guy that can really be a clinical finisher, which we don't have at this moment, with the exception of Dybala, to be honest, but he creates so many chances, I wouldn't necessarily call him clinical. He's just our top finisher. So if Wickham could pick up that slack, it'd be phenomenal, but I've heard names Benteke, Lukaku, Sturridge has been bandied about because Liverpool are really struggling, and he would love to get back to European competition if we bring him in. So a couple of guys, let me know in the comments if you like any of those choices in terms of a top striker for our team. But if Wickham can score, he would be a big option. He would obviously fetch the biggest fee if we need to bring in any funds. So we'll have to wait and see what comes on in January, as we're just finishing up November right about now. So Cresswell scooting forward here on the ball, plays a lovely pass through to Pastore. He chips it back across into Rafa. The Braga man, former Braga man, brings it down, comes in forward, and it's a lovely tackle. Eventually, Wickham gets on the ball, and his shot is deflected easily into the hands of the American Tim Howard. Wickham, though, on a corner, just 13 minutes into the second half after the restart, and he forces another really good save out of Tim Howard, who you could say has been unfortunate, but Wickham's played through again. He comes on Howard, tries to chip him. What a save. And then Wickham with a second effort with his head. He's unable to put it in, but we do stay on the ball, and we're continuing the pressure here on Everton. They've been on the back foot the entire game here at Goodison. Grenier with a fake shot. He has to score, but another save by Tim Howard. He's in full Tim Howard mode. Hashtag Tim Howard saves, because he is stomping everything, and we are unlucky to not have a 2-3 goal lead at this moment in time, which would allow Everton back into the game if they can. Kone's come on for Romelu Lukaku, and his shot is wonderfully blocked by James Tompkins. 90th minute now. Can we create something here? Dybala's come on as a substitute. Beautiful little scoop turn to get around a defender. Then he uses his close dribbling ability to be too many. Sends him away. Has a shot, and Paulo Dybala, he can't stop scoring. Does he come back to the starting lineup? You guys have to let me know. Should he be in the team ahead of Connor Wickham? I mean, he's been so unbelievable that it would seem fair to keep him in the team, but it's just ridiculous how well he's been playing for us. Beautiful goal by Dybala there as he skipped around 3 defenders, eventually found himself enough space to rip a shot that Tim Howard had absolutely no opportunity to save, because that is a wonderful finish from Dybala, and it's going to seal the game. There's no question about it. 2-0 yet again. 4-0 on aggregate in this episode as we've beaten Ajax and got our way into the knockout stages, and we've returned to winning ways in the Premier League. So fantastic episode, you have to say. Man of the match for me was actually Carl Jenkinson. Did a lot behind the scenes, not a lot in the highlights, but he was fantastic defensively, really all over the field for us. Rafa, another good game from him, gets 2 Moose's Mighty Hammer point voting from me. It was actually FIFA's man of the match. And then Pastore, I thought, played really well in the center of the park, controlling the play. Does get 1 point. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. We will have 2 more games before that live stream on Friday. I'll either do 1 episode a day with 1 game, or we will have a double game episode in between before we have the live stream on Friday. I hope you guys are excited for that. Be sure to leave a like to let me know you are excited for the live stream, and we'll see you in the next episode, either tomorrow or Thursday. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.